Hello, good afternoon. How you doing? How's your life? Welcome to the Warm and Toasty Club Online Memory Afternoon, episode 58. Woohoo! My name's John O'Casser, and I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good sunny afternoon. Yes, the weather report, as always, weather report. We're British, we talk about the weather. It's blooming sunny and lovely today here in Colchester, aka sunny Colchester. How's it where you are? And I know a lot of you are in Colchester, but there's lots of people around the country and often around the world. Tell us about your outlook as you look out your window. Not about all the mess you've got in the garden or things you've got to sort out, but the sky and the sun. Hope it's not raining. What have we got for you today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lovely show lined up. Tom and Jeanette will be joining us shortly. We have a memory of the week this week. Planting a seed in your head is memories of the radio when you were growing up. When you were younger, did you have a favourite station? Did you have a favourite show or presenter on the radio? Tell us all about that. Think about it. We'll be back with that in a moment or two. We've got, of course, the retro raffle, 2 virtual questions. Well, 2 questions, 2 virtual prizes. We've got the I've said memory of the week, Jono. Get with the program, boy. Come on, keep up, son. We've got some interesting facts from David in Wivenhoe. Jeanette's going to sing us a song, as is Tom. Song each. That's a little treat for you. Look forward to. We've got the return of Crisps of the Week. 2 interesting choices, I think, this week. We've, of course, got Jeanette's Poem of the Week and all sorts of goodness and happiness and laughter and good times. But actually, talking of Jeanette, talking of Tom, my co-hosts, where are they? There they are. Good afternoon. Jeanette's got no sound. She's got no sound. I'll take her off. I'll take her off for a minute while she reboots or whatever she needs to do. What did she do? Because we were just talking to her a minute ago.
Fine just now, wasn't she?
Yeah. How are you, Tom?
I'm fine. She looks like she's got different headphones on.
No, I'm going to see whether I bring her in. Shall I bring you in, Jeanette? Are you ready, love? No, she's rebooting. She'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, Tom. You know, mustn't grumble, can't complain.
Mustn't grumble.
Who wants to listen to the moaning anyway? You know, it's not the cold and dreary club, is it? Really?
No. that could be our alternative.
Yeah, I did think of one time when we were doing a show, I thought we could do an alternative one, the cold and dreary club.
Just really miserable show.
Really miserable, and sort of like really people on the team that are moaning, also smoking fags and getting a little bit of ash in your tea or on your toast. You probably won't get toast. It'd be old and it'd be really hard.
Yeah, you could have like the old crust of bread or something, stale crust of bread.
Yeah, stale crust of bread. We're getting all the ideas for the cold and dreary club. There's Jeanette. There she is. Is she working? Are you working, Jeanette?
Still not going.
Can you hear us, Jeanette? Can you hear me, mother?
Yes.
Yeah. She can hear us.
I can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you
Can you hear
now.
me?
Yes, we can hear you, dear. Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear you? Yes.
Have you got your hearing aid in?
Oh, hold on. Oh, I think
Are you all right?
I'm all right now. What it was is my phone had the Bluetooth switched on, so I was going through my phone.
Outrageous.
Oh, good now. I was too technical.
You were too technical. It's a funny thing with these connections, isn't it? It's like when you get a mobile phone and it's not quite getting a connection. It's you're breaking up. So do you remember when you used to have a TV and you used to have to hold the aerial up? Stay there. You run around the house. No, just stay there. I've got it. And it's a bit like the mobile phone or the internet connection. It's a blooming nightmare.
Definitely like that here. Instead of an aerial, I've got a coat hanger.
Yeah, it's old school. How's your life then, Jeanette? You had a good week?
Oh, I've had a busy week. I've
Every.
working so much extra hours. Everybody wants extra hours from me,
I
but
know.
here I am. I mean, I do have to start again at 2:45, but apart from that, yeah, I'm all right. How are you guys? Did I miss
Fine.
anything while I was off?
No, Tom.
We've got a new show. We're starting a new show.
Oh
What?
yeah, got an alternative to the Warm and Toasty Club. What is
All
it?
right.
Tom?
What's
Cold and Dreary Club, was it, Tom?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we were talking about instead in the shows, instead of bringing around nice fresh buttery toast, we can bring back hard bits of toast, perhaps with a bit of cigarette ash on them and things like that, and be really miserable and a bit brusque, a bit.
I think
good.
you're going to have to sack me then, because I'm not
I
even sure
know.
I could be that miserable. It's
I know
just not possible.
we might have to give you a special medication to make you miserable.
I have to be really mean to you before the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that just makes me laugh even more.
Oh,
I think it's really funny when you guys are cheeky with me.
we can't even be mean to her, Tom. What
No.
can we do to make her miserable?
And you could be nice to her. Maybe
Oh
not.
yeah, you've got to be careful. Now. I know. I visited somebody the
going
other day, and you've got to be very careful when you're nice to someone and you're really friendly, and especially now that we can hug, and that you can make them cry if you're nice to them.
Oh,
Because if they're a little bit fragile, that happens.
yeah.
A lot of crying on the new program. That could be quite good, couldn't it?
Yeah, a bit of crying.
Yeah.
Sad story of the week.
Yeah.
Cry of the month.
What's your
Retro
most miserable
repossession.
experience?
Yeah. The retro. No, not
Repossession.
retro
You can take things
repossession.
back.
Yeah, we could do some stuff, couldn't we?
Really nice things you've lost. Yeah.
crap of the week.
Oh,
Jeanette's like miserable story of the week with a jingle.
or sad poems. We know I can do that. I did it last week. I've had to really.
It's
try and up my
Jeanette's
game a little
miserable
bit.
story of the week. Yeah, you can do the jingle, Jeanette, but we have to give you that medicine first.
Yes, please.
Oh, hello, Jenny Lithgow. Hello, Christine. Hello, Tom Hardy. He's in the middle. Hi, Tom or Thomas. Does he prefer Tom or Thomas?
He's coming to stay with me tomorrow, and I don't know. I just call him Tom or Tommy.
Tommy. Hey,
Yeah.
Tommy, lad, how you
I
doing?
quite like Tommy because it makes him seem like my little brother rather than.
Well, in
he's
that
actually
case,
bigger than me.
we'll just call him
Massively
Tom.
Tom.
Tom will do. Afternoon to you all. How's your life? Hope you're all well. Should we play the retro raffle, gang?
Yeah.
Or the what is it? What is it? What did you say? The renovation repossession raffle. Let's have it. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. It's the retro raffle, never has been seen. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. Oh yeah, it's coming to your screen. Retro raffle, Facebook. Yeah. Welcome. The retro raffle. So we've got two questions for you. Two prizes this week. Two prizes. Dirty Barry came round in the week, and as this week's theme is radio, memories of radio. Radio killed the radio star. First up, we have. You don't actually win, Tony Blackburn, but what it was is Dirty Barry. He said to me, "I've got loads of old handwritten Tony Blackburn jokes. They're really, really bad. If anyone's have heard Tony Blackburn jokes, you'll know they're really bad, and they're kind of bad on purpose. And so I kind of looked through a few of them, and we can send you out a collection. Look, they've got sort of like marks on from food, coffee spills, other materials are on the pages, but we can send some out to you if you get the first question right." And I looked through them and I thought to myself, actually, they are really bad. But here's one from Tony Blackburn's jokes that I thought, actually, that's not too bad. Elvis climbs out of the swimming pool after falling in for the 10th time. His wife Priscilla asks him, what's wrong. I can't help falling in love.
That is terrible.
That's Tony Blackburn jokes for you. That's what happens.
I've got another Tony Blackburn joke.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Whoever invented the knock jokes should get a Nobel Prize.
Ooh,
I actually like that.
You actually like that one? Cool.
I do, yeah.
Can
you carry on telling jokes just for a second? I can still hear you because I've got my earpiece in, but I haven't had a cup of tea yet today, and the kettle's just boiled. I just need to go and pour it.
Yeah, you go. We'll
right. You can still see.
We've got Tony. We've got Tony with us. We've got Tony with us. We're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Have your tea.
Hiya, Tony.
She's been that busy that she has to look at her run.
Quick.
Do you know any more Tony Blackburn jokes, Tom?
No, I was just looking for some actually.
It's not something you keep in your sort of brain, is it? Really?
Not in your repertoire, is it?
Repertoire. So instead, I'll give you the first question to win some of those well-worn, well-used Tony Blackburn jokes. The question is: the UK shipping forecast is broadcast on which radio station? It's multiple choice, and the choices are A, BBC Radio 2, B, Radio Luxembourg, C, BBC Radio 4, or D, Shipping and Chicken and Toenail Clipping Longwave. That could be that one, could be what? What station is the UK shipping forecast broadcast out of those A, B, C, D? You tell us. Jenny Lithgow's going C. She is the former queen of the retro raffle scene. She's hoping to be reinstated as the queen of the retro raffle scene, but she's been misfiring for a few weeks because she hasn't known the answers. Jenny, let's see if you're right. Let's see. Going to give them a minute. Jeanette, tell us about your hard beverage of the week.
Well, I haven't taken the tea bag out yet, but it's a cup of tea, and when it's strong enough, the tea bag will come out. And I've got my no sugar biscuits.
Nice.
And waiting for my sister to get in from work so she can make me a sandwich.
That's how sad your life is, waiting for your sister. And those biscuits are quite good as well. I have them, the sugar-free ones. If you don't like the taste of them, which is quite easy to do, you can put them under the door and it holds it in place really well for like months.
I was torn if I needed digestive biscuits or Oatly biscuits, and I went for Oatly, and they are like a very thin, slightly more crisp hobnob, and they're lovely, dipped in coffee or tea.
I've not had those ones. I mean, I watched the Strictly Oti Mabuse. She's quite good. That's the only.
They don't dance as well.
Yeah. The thing is, if you put the milk in, can you ever get the sort of richness of the colour of your tea after the milk has covered all of the areas of the bag?
Well, no, probably not. I'm kind of going to leave the tea bag in slightly longer to make it stronger.
Are you, Tom? Are you a weak, medium, or strong kind of man?
I'm sort of medium-ish, I think.
You're a medium man.
I think you should pick up the tea bag and just dunk it a couple of times.
Yeah, even after the milk's gone in, Tom?
Sorry?
Even after the milk?
It'll turn it a bit browner.
Yeah, I've done that in my time. Well, I must confess, I'd never drink tea, but last week, I don't know, something happened, and we needed a cup. I said, "Oh, we need a sweet cup of tea," and I had one. And when you have it sweet, it's all right, isn't it? That tea, it's all right. If you don't have it sweet,
I quite like it with half. Well, not even half. A quarter of a teaspoon of sugar is really lovely. But I just don't have time to mess around with sugar and teaspoons. Literally, I prefer it with sugar in, but I don't bother. And I've even got different sweeteners and stuff. But no,
I made a bit of a faux pas making the drinks this week, actually. So Emma doesn't drink tea, and I mean I do drink coffee, but on the whole, I just drink tea really. And so I put the cups out, and she has like a filter thing on top of her cup. And I went to look in my cup, and there was no tea bag in there. So I went, got another tea bag, put it in, filled them up with water. Took her tea, her coffee, and I'd put a tea bag in her coffee. So she had.
See where that's going.
No, she had, and I thought, because I was sure that I'd taken the tea bag over there, I just put it in the wrong cup and then put the coffee on top. She wasn't very pleased.
No, but if you mix tea and coffee, surely that makes toffee.
I
That's
don't know.
right.
No,
Apparently, it doesn't.
you're crazy.
Oh.
Emma, you're crazy.
Oh, do you know, Emma? She's just so fussy.
He is. I
Right.
mean,
I also can
Right.
recommend a little bit of honey instead of sugar.
Oh yeah, that's what Martin Newell has if I want sugar at his house.
Oh yeah, all the best people.
He never has sugar. My sister was so brilliant the other day. She brought me a cup of coffee in bed. I never have coffee or tea in bed. There's no one to ever bring it. But Lorraine did. She brought me coffee in bed. And I looked at it, it got a lovely kind of foam on the top a little bit, really nice. And then I was about 3/4 of the way through drinking this big mug of coffee. And then I realized she'd got milk in it. And I don't know why, because neither of us have milk in our coffee. She just had a little blippy moment.
Was
So I
she
teased her about that all week.
was she still drunk from the night before?
Quite possibly.
Oh, just a little tipple, Mrs. Wembley. What was it that I had it was a couple of months ago. We were out and we went to a place. Well, I say a couple of months ago. It's been a blooming lockdown. It's probably a couple of years ago. Accidentally, it wasn't labelled. Put lots of salt in to my wife's tea, thinking it was sugar. It looked like sugar to me. Two of them. Woo-wee, that's not nice. Anyway.
No.
I digress. I think today we're going to not have so many people joining us because it's lovely sunshine.
No.
And I could say I don't blame you, but I won't. No, I don't blame you. Go and enjoy the sunshine. Gosh, need
We should be doing this from our gardens.
I love Vive. I don't know what that means. The answer, of course, the UK shipping forecast is broadcast on BBC Radio 4. Jenny, you are back in the game. Well done, Jenny. We're going to send you some Tony Blackburn jokes are coming your way. I bet you can't wait. Now, to second prize, as we're talking about radio this week, Dirty Barry brought me around a radiogram set that he says it just needs a little wipe down. He heard that we were doing a radio theme. He couldn't find an old 40s one. So this one is from, I think it's from the 90s. He said it runs like a dream. One careful owner, Dirty Barry, it has been his garden. He said if you could use one of them sort of cloths, like you get these ones, get them kind of, what do they call them? Microfiber cloths. Yeah. He said if you don't need to do anything with these microfiber. You don't even need Ajax or Sif. Ajax, where am I? 1970. You don't need Omo or anything like that. You just wipe it over and that'll be as good as new. It is quite large, but it gets all the radio stations on the long wave. I don't think it does the DAB. Jenny Lithgow says, yeah, I listen to it every morning at 5:20 a.m. I'm here because it's lunchtime. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're with us, Jenny. Glad you're not off parading in the sun during your lunch. Now, to win that beautiful radiogram set, you need to answer this question, Jenny and others. When was the radio show Listen with Mother first broadcast? Was it A, and no going on the Google, Was it A, 1948, B, 1950, C, 1960, or D, 1937? When was the radio show Listen with Mother first broadcast? Yeah, it ran for years, apparently. Yeah. When I was growing up, I don't know if you remember Tom and Jeanette, on the telly there was Jack and Ori, wasn't there? You used to tell you about for a round window or a square window.
Play School.
That was Play School. That wasn't Jack and Ori. I'm getting mixed up. Jack and Ori was when a famous person told a story. Yeah. Okay. Danzy, welcome, Danzy. She's going with B, 1950. Jenny the reinstated queen of the retro raffle scene. She's guessing B, 1950. Tom Hardy, 1937, the year Jeanette was born. She looks good for her age. What is she taking?
Oh,
She must have injections every day.
oh, you know, you weren't here last week, Tom.
We
You
missed
should do
you.
that next week as well.
We did miss Tom. We really did.
What put stuff on the internet? Did you mean?
Yeah, do it,
No.
Tom.
Oh, what? Not be here? I see.
Yes.
Oh, not be here. No, we like Tom being here.
Oh,
So let's see. Anybody else getting it? I don't think anyone could beat that answer. 1937, the year Jeanette was born. All true, all true. We're just going to throw it out there. You're going to have to split it between you, Danzy and Jenny, for that radiogram. Whoever wants to wipe it down. You're right. First broadcast of Listen with Mother was 1950. B. You're right. Ta-da! That's the retro raffle. Okay. Moving smoothly on, just seamless. Memory of the week. The memory of the week, as mentioned, is the radiogram. Listening to the radio when you were younger. It might have been last week. You were younger last week, weren't you? Or when you was growing up, or you were a little kiddly-winkle. I wonder, Tom Hardy, we've missed you and your dry humour and your wickedly cruel humour. Do you remember listening to radio when you were younger? What did you listen to? Was it music? Was it chat?
I think I probably used to try and listen to Radio Luxembourg or Caroline, whichever one that you could partially get hold of, because they were quite hard to get hold of, weren't they? That you'd get they were like really fuzzy and not very good.
Yeah, tune in.
Yeah, you know, and so I think that was the stuff I used to try and listen to, but it was pretty rubbish most of the time. and then I did try well, I don't know, along with loads of other people, is that you would record Radio 1, wouldn't you? The
charts.
The charts.
Oh, the charts, Tom. Yeah.
The Sunday night.
Yeah. And I'd get my recorder, my tape recorder, and try and record the songs that I liked.
Trying not to catch the DJ doing his chat over the beginning or the end.
Or the end, because they'd cut in, wouldn't they? They'd cut, and like you'd never get the whole song as well, because of course they'd only play about a minute of it or something stupid.
Yeah, I remember that. God, I remember recording the tapes. The Sunday nights, was it, Tom?
Yeah.
Recording the charts, and then I used to make my own charts. So if I didn't like what they were doing, I used to do a top 20 or dirty 30, whatever it was, and I'd always sort of like, would it be Gloria Gaynor or the Bee Gees that are straight in at number one this week, or the Jam or whatever? What about you, Jeanette? Radio?
I do remember. I have vague memories of my mum cooking the Sunday dinner and Sunday roast at lunchtime, and she'd have the radio on, and it would be Terry Wogan, I think, and it was BFBS or something, and it was kind of, you know, all the shout outs, as they're called now, going to people in the forces, and so messages, you know, across the seas or whatever. She used to listen to that, which was very sweet. But personally, I was more like Tom, listening to Radio Luxembourg on a little tiny transistor radio under the covers at night in bed, really quietly. Yeah, that's kind of my memories. And taping, of course.
Nice. I remember when we were little, my sister was getting ready for work. She would play Radio 1 really, really, really loudly, And I don't know if it was Peter Powell or someone like that was on the show. And you sort of like, she was rushing around trying to grab a bit of toast or a bit of cereal, whatever she was having, doing a bit of ironing. Quick, I've got to get this ironed and get off to work. But the radio was always so loud. But I listened to it. I used to like the mainstream stations, but where I lived in Hackney, I often, when I was a teenager, I used to lie in my bed listening to pirate radio, or on the radio you could get the police channel. So yeah, where I lived, I don't know how it worked. Was it long wave? What it was? But I used to hear some police chases, and they were quite exciting. Laying on the bedroom in Hackney near Rectory Road Station, you used to go, yeah. Roger. Hey, we're standing. He's gone down the Thoroughborough Road. You follow him, yeah. And just rubbish. Yeah, we've got it. It's just by Norfolk Road. Yeah, Roger. And you kind of like used to get some really interesting stuff on long wave. And I used to listen to a lot of Lovers Rock. Have you heard of it? This type of music, yeah. And there was pirate stations near the tool blocks, there was various ones near us, and they got thrown up. They'd get a mask up, they'd get an aerial, and then as quick as they got it up, the police would shut them down. So you had stations starting and stopping all the time, and there was just so many of them in London. But it's lovely, loved the music, and I used to tape them on a cassette. And recently, I've found some old cassettes, but I'm still want those cassettes from when I taped sort of like chart shows and that in the 70s. I'm hoping to find them. Memories from everybody else. Let's see. Danzy on winning the prize says, I've got plenty of e-cloths, Jenny. Rosanna says, hi everyone, glad to be back. Sorry missed last week, but watched you all later. Great show. Thank you, Rosanna. It's good to see you. It's very kind of you. Danzy's memories of Radio 1 Top 42. Christine, she missed the raffle. Christine, you missed the raffle. You had a phone call. Outrageous behaviour. She used to hear Uncle Max. That shows my age. Well, I was reading about Uncle Max in the week. He used to do a show for years and years. Oh, gosh, and I've forgotten the name of it now, Chris. That was on the BBC as well, wasn't it? Danzy says, DJ's talking over the best bit of the song. Kill the DJ. Sometimes if you ruin the sort of start or the end, it also, the artists quite like it because it stops people having the whole song and being able to pirate those or something, I've heard. Jenny says, it's okay, Danzy, you can have the radio. Danzy says, loved listening to the Goons with my parents. Oh, yeah. Spike Milligan, Peter Sellers, Harry Seacombe, was it? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Danzy remembers Long Rave Police listening. Yes, that was on Long Wave, was it? Great days. Sorry, Tom, what was you saying?
Michael Bentine, maybe sometimes.
Michael Bentine too. Thank you, Tom. Prince Charles would be mad with me for not mentioning Michael Bentine. Jenny says, I remember listening to the radio with my family in the evening whilst doing embroidery things. I like the sound of embroidery things. Dick Barton's Secret Agent was one. Yes, I've heard that mentioned quite a lot. What we used to get mentioned, let me see if I can remember of them. Muffin the Mule, the Flower Pot Men.
Bill and Ben.
Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. What's the real old time ones?
Pogleswood.
Who's? What they did with what? Pogleswood.
Is that 1937? Is that one?
No, I was about 3, so it's around 1940.
Yeah. What other ones did you like? Because we get quite a vast age range on this group here today. It's not just our regulars. You are all regulars, but it's not people that just come to our in-person afternoons. It's all sorts of lovely people. Ian Tiptree, the lovely Ian, he says Muriel Young and Pusscat William. Pusscat. Yes, I remember. I heard a story in the week. Oh gosh, it must have been the lady reading it about Pusscat. Muffin the Mule and the Flower Pet Men were TV. I don't know anything, do I, Jenny? They were TV. Weren't they on the radio?
Oh, of course. I'm thinking TV as well, Pogleswood.
No, you've ruined the show now.
Sorry.
TV.
Christine says the Wooden Tops. Were they radio?
That's the Wooden Tops I was thinking of. No, that's TV. And they lived in Pogleswood, I think.
Is it Listen with
they had
Mother?
Spot the Dog.
Listen with Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a show, wasn't it? And the one with Uncle Max. Children's favourites. Children's something with children in it. I don't know. Danzy says, listening with my dad on Saturday morning to Letter from America with a brilliant Alistair Cook. Yeah, I had a book on that. That was really good. I listened to that. My dad would insist on silence while it was on. I loved that. I don't remember listening to lots of radio with my parents. Music. Certainly there was a lot of music in our lives. There was always Tom Jones and Nat King Cole and Shirley Bassey. Of course.
Nice.
Early chassis.
Yes. Frank Sinatra was involved on occasion. Yeah, all sorts of good stuff. Jenny says, I loved Letter from America too, Danzy. Sad when Alistair Cook stopped. Yeah, that was a strong show. It was just sort of like a summary of the week, really, and his thoughts on it, wasn't it? Keep the memories coming. Keep the memories coming all day long. Your memories off the radio from when you were young.
I don't really remember radio things very much when I was little. I think we were more TV people. So I don't know, perhaps it's my mum would just all four of us in front of the telly and that's it. And we just, I don't know, we were too busy playing and we were out. So radio was just what my mum listened to on a Sunday morning.
Maybe you couldn't afford both for TV and the radio because you was poor.
No, we had both. We had a big radiogram that played records and everything. 78s, obviously.
78, obviously. 30s, yeah.
You had a wax cylinder, didn't you?
No, because we were poor, Tom, remember?
That was for poor people, I think.
Oh, so cruel, so funny. Well, now we're going to have a little... well, I should play a jingle. I played a jingle. Some interesting facts about you, what you've done in your life. Shabba. Some interesting facts about you, the places you've been, the people you've seen. So some interesting facts this week. Our roving reporter, Jeanette Lyon, she's the lady beneath me, not literally.
It's hard to tell because they've got the same jumper on, haven't they, and glasses.
Oh, yeah. Black top. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, this week, the past week, she went to Wivenhoe and she stole the jumper from a gentleman called... No, she met a gentleman called David.
With my eyesight, it's really difficult to tell.
Oh, no, it's terrible, isn't it?
I should wear my glasses.
Tell us a bit about David, Jeanette.
I know very little about him other than I met him at a party last weekend in the playing field at Wivenhoe, and he was pointed out to me by Petra, who runs a writing group, and he is obviously part of her writing group. And she said, do you know what? I think you and David would find a lot to talk about. And we did. He was absolutely wonderful. What a fantastically interesting man. And he told me he was trying to make kind of little recordings, almost like podcasts for local Wivenhoe radio. And I was like, well, what kind of things do you talk about? And of course, he started reeling off all these different things. And it was every subject we ever talk about on this show. Wow. And it was like, do you know what? I think you would fit in really well. I think I need to give you the link to the show so you can have a little look back on past videos. And if you've got any recorded things that you've done for the radio, please send them to me and I will pass them on to Jono, and hopefully we can get them on the show. But he's only sent me two, one of which I think you played today. Yeah. And he was going for a hip operation yesterday. So I think he'll probably be recovering today. Yeah, but I did tell him that he would be on the show today, and he'll have to watch it on catch up. So, but he was such a very well spoken. I don't know. He was just so friendly and so humble about, kind of what he does. And he was worried that we would need to edit what he'd sent. you know, and he was saying that the radio, they don't want to edit it, they just want the finished product being sent to them. And he felt, you know, it might take so many takes to try and record it without stumbling over his words and things like that. And I said, stumble away with us. You'd fit in
Absolutely.
really well. And so he sent a couple of things, and I just thought it summed him up beautifully, the way he talked about things. That is just how he was. He was so articulate in his memories, and he seems to have possibly used the writing skills he's learnt in how he presents these podcasts. But I just really liked him.
Yeah, you sent me a couple, and we're going to hear one in a moment. Very recently, we spoke about wash days. Was that last week or the week before? So he's almost bang on with what we're talking about. Actually, let us get off the screen and let us hear from the lovely David. I'll take Jeanette and Tom off and myself, and then I'll play you this little video with him talking. Here we go. This is David from Wivenhoe.
My name is Dave Winfield, and I belong to the Writers' Company, a creative writing group in Wivenhoe, led by Petra McQueen. I have been writing childhood memories of my life growing up in Waltham Abbey in the 1940s and 50s. This one is about our weekly wash. Monday, for Mum and thousands of other housewives, was traditionally set aside as washing day. Without the benefit of electricity, the laundry of a family of 5 was always a demanding task. 2 tin bars hung on nails outside in the coal shed, a long one for our weekly bath and a smaller oval one for the washing. The morning dawned bright and sunny with a gentle breeze, a perfect day for washing. Good weather enabled Mum to set up the tub in the backyard to begin the exhausting work. The mess of water and suds so much easier to clear up outside. I was told to stay well away from the gas stove and copper which were bringing her water to the boil. You could not see across the kitchen, it was so full of hissing steam. Everything was pressed into service to provide the hot water she needed. Each saucepan, jug and bucket was hauled outside, lifted high and poured into the tub. To wash she still used a bar of soap and a serrated washboard to rub and scrub the clothes clean, never having any domestic appliances until electricity came to the home in 1946. After washing came the no less arduous task of rinsing, before finally confronting the fearsome mangle. This iron-framed beast stood 4 to 5 feet high, with a handle that turned 2 large wooden rollers. Wet items were fed into the rollers to squeeze the water into a bowl beneath. A screw on top adjusted the rollers to the thickness of the fabric to be mangled. When washing by hand, there was not one task that was easy or pleasurable. No wonder it was only done once a week. As a curious child and wanting to help, I tried several times to turn the big mangle handle, but even with both hands was unable to move it when the pressure was on. When it was finished with, it was dried off and pushed back into a corner of the shed, covered with a tarpaulin until the next wash day. Mum had a line strung diagonally across the small backyard. The clothes were pegged out and raised high with a huge clothes prop to clear the yard and get more of the drying wind. Mum's pegs were untreated wooden ones, bought from gypsy women at the door. We called them dolly pegs. Unlike the pegs of today, they had no springs and were based on the traditional design that had been handmade in the gypsy camps. She was slightly intimidated by these wheedling dark-haired women, typically wearing bright skirts, shawls and headscarves, with 3 or 4 scruffy children swinging round the gatepost. They would call house to house to sell whatever they could. In the basket with their pegs were their charms, which they sold to bring good luck. Whether it was Lucky White Heather or Charms, Mum always bought something. Peg's been the most useful, but bad luck had to be guarded against at all costs. I think superstitions and luck played a big part in Mum's life, and she had a proverb or saying to cover every eventuality. It was bad luck that was uppermost in her mind. I still remember her superstitions, which were divided between things to do to avoid bad luck and things to do or carry to bring good luck. To avoid bad luck, she would tell me, never step on the cracks in the paving slabs. If you drop a knife, get someone else to pick it up. Always sprinkle spilt salt over your left shoulder. Never kill a ladybird. And if you saw a single magpie, show it respect by saluting and saying, "Good morning, Mr. Magpie. How is your lady wife today?" Never walk under a ladder. Never cross the path of a black cat. For good luck, nail a horseshoe over your front door, knock on wood, sprinkle salt on your doorstep, and always carry a sprig of white heather, a 4-leaf clover, or a rabbit's foot. Some superstitions were common to every household, like never putting new shoes on the table or believing breaking a mirror would bring 7 years bad luck. We, however, had our own family superstition that if we turned over our silver coins by the light of a new moon, they would be doubled. The pity was that it never came true.
What a lovely story from a lovely man, David of Wivenhoe. And it really resonated with me, particularly about the bad luck and the good luck with the salt over the shoulder. I remember that all the time. Blimey, our kitchen floor was covered in salt half the time. And one my mum I'd add to that, never open an umbrella indoors.
Oh, yes.
I nearly did it once. My mum was quick. She jumped on it like a ninja. Never kill a ladybird. Absolutely. What an interesting guy, Jeanette.
He was absolutely lovely. Dave, he called himself Dave on that, but I was introduced to him as David Winfield. So.
And he, when I saw his name written, it was David. So I was kind of David. It's Dave or David from Wivenhoe. Thank you very much, sir, for sending that in. Some lovely memories. And we've got one more, which we'll play in a future week, which he did. Really good. I just wondered if that sort of set any memories going with people on the chat who are listening in. But big thanks to you, David, and get well soon. Heal quickly from your operation, sir. Let's see what people are saying. Annette, remembering radio, says Mum loved gardening programs on the radio and phoning in and recording it. Yeah, she used to ring in Gardener's Question Time. Hello. She probably did a Queen voice. Hello, this is Irene from Hackney. I remember my brother rung in. He rung in a Gardener's sort of Question Time program. We always tease him because he rang in, and he's not like this at all. He's a bit gruff and he's a bit geezery, and he rang in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Why is he doing that sort of weird voice? And my brother was on, I don't know if it was Capital Radio, and he was a DJ, and he was like played 3 songs, and he played. I remember one of them was "Turning Japanese." Africa turning Japanese. I really think so.
The Vapors, I think. The
Vapors was right. And it says to David's lovely story. That was lovely. Jenny says, interesting, David. And Dancy says, lovely personal social history from David. Absolutely, from Wash Day onwards.
And hopefully more to come when he's recovered. He said he's going to be recording some more. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think if he does any more, make them just a little bit shorter. That was about 5 minutes. 3 minutes is good. 5 minutes, little bit long.
Cut them in half.
No, I don't like to cut people's stories, edit them down, though we
Part
can.
1 and 2.
Yeah, part 1 and 2. Danzy says, my mum's mangle and giant wooden tongs stirring the washing. Yes, I remember them well. So I just wanted to ask you something before we go to the next thing, if I may. I had it down here. I wanted to ask for your feedback. So we're doing some feedback, and people that get our newsletter will get a feedback form, which I hope you're able to fill in and return to us. It's doesn't ask for name. It doesn't ask for any details about you personally. Just some few questions. We're looking to track the work we've been doing over the last year. It helps us to tell our funders and people that seeing what we're doing and seeing that we're doing a good thing, hopefully. My question to anybody, I asked it in the week, for those that watch this show, listen to this show, read the newsletters, or even make calls or receive calls from our befriending service, would you be able to give us any feedback, leave a comment or send us an email on what you think the work we have been doing, what you think of the work we've been doing here on the show, the newsletter, the befriending service? What do you think of the work we've been doing and how it's impacted you personally? If you could leave a comment and you're happy to do that, we'd love to have that. If not, you want to send an email, you can send it to the Warm and Toasty Club at gmail.com. But we'd love to hear what you think about the work we're doing. Either it's just the show, that's fine, just the newsletter, whatever. Just tell us what you think and how it might have impacted you personally, if that's all right.
And no requests for Tom to leave the show. That's not fair.
That's not fair because we've had so many of them. We just can't cope with it. The postman's fed up for coming round with a big bag.
It's the most mail you get, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the only mail we get, actually. Now. He was muttering about 1937, but I wasn't sure what he was referencing.
The sack of birthday cards I get every year.
Annie says, I do remember the gypsies selling Lucky Heather. They were very forceful and scared the life out of me. Hello, Pete, says Elmy. Hello, Elmy. Hope you're well. I do remember there was a lady that stopped us in the street who was old school gypsy lady, and she sort of asked my partner to open her purse and if she's got any money, and she was looking in there. She said, "You don't have any paper money in there, do you?" I always remember that. She wasn't satisfied with a few coppers.
No,
not at all. Anyway, now Jeanette, lady in the middle, are you going to do us a song?
Oh, I can do.
Yes.
I have a guitar.
Yes, you have a guitar at the ready.
I have a guitar, and I've got a raggy old piece of paper that's torn. I've put together with sellotape, and I've got that in front of me with the chords and lyrics.
Nice, nice.
Such a bad memory. Can't remember anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we don't often get a treat where Jeanette's going to do a song. So let me take Tom and myself off of here and give the stage to Jeanette Lyons.
Well, I think a treat is stretching a little far, but I'll just move the microphone and have a little go at this. Every day when I'm away, I'm thinking of you. Everyone can carry on except for we two. And you know that I love, and you know that and you know that our love won't die, and it won't even show, how no one will know. One little way to say you'll behave, it won't even show how far love can go. Every day when I'm away, and there's been a few, every land I need a hand to help me come through. And you know that I love, and you know that and you know that our love won't die, and it won't even show how far love can go. One little way say you'll behave. It won't even show how far love can go. And you know that I love, and you know that and you know that our love won't die, and it won't even show, and no one will know. One little way to say you'll behave. It won't even show how far love can go. I hope that was all right. A few mistakes, but
Yeah, that went well. Went all right, didn't it?
thank
Nice, very sweet. Already the fan mail's coming in. Christine says, loved it, Jeanette.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's lovely, Jeanette, says Jenny. And Elmy, really lovely. Thank you, Jeanette. Free kisses from Elmy.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. I got them.
I've gone on to free kisses lately. I don't know if I can go back, you know. People are going to be like thinking, if I send one, that's a bit mean. Two,
Yeah, you
what's the
don't like
matter
them
with him?
anymore.
So, yeah, it's a bit difficult. Especially if you sort of like, if it's just to the vicar.
Do you even know any vicars?
I do. I know a singing vicar. I don't know other ones, but I don't see them much as I'd like to because, you know, lockdown and that. Tom says, brilliant. Applause. Danzy said, that was sweet, Jeanette, just as my neighbour put the strimmer on.
That's my backing.
3 hands of applause from Annie and a sort of possibly a kiss, sort of side kiss. I don't know if that's like, I don't know what side kiss means.
It's a wink and a kiss.
There's a lot of people sanding or strimming their whole garden this weekend for sure. Now the sun's out. It started yesterday. Somebody locally was strimming everything in the whole area. It went on from morning till night.
I thought this was No Mow May to help with all the bees and everything. And I remember last year it was No Mow May. I haven't done mine yet and it's really long. And then it went on to Just Leave It June.
Just Leave It June.
And then Just Can't Be Bothered July and Can't Be Asked August.
Well, the thing is, there's been so much rain that everybody's got like these massive meadows now if they haven't mowed their garden. That was the chair, by the way. It was. No, do it again. Oh no, don't do it again. So yeah, do send us any feedback. If you've been listening to us, watching us over the lockdowns, think of the last year. What do you think of our work? Is it any good? Any suggestions? Good, bad, indifferent? We'll take it all. Just want to know. But we will be sending out newsletters, sending feedback forms as well. It's just good to check in to see what people are thinking. We've had 58 episodes since the first lockdown. This is our 58th. That's quite a lot. And I wonder, just people seem to enjoy what we do, but it's good to check it and not assume that people like what you do. We could be rubbish for all we know. It's time.
Judging it on my guitar playing.
No, that was really nice, Jeanette. I liked it. I was very pleasantly surprised. I expected to not like it, but I did. Crisp of the week. Crisp for me dinner, crisp for me tea. If you like crisps, then come with me as we reward the crisp of the week. Yes, indeed, we're back to crisp of the week. Thank you for your comment, Jenny, and the ones you've left before. I think we've used one of your comments, Jenny, on can't remember what it was, say about lockdown. It's really been that we've done well in lockdown and been a blessing, something like that. First up, 2 crisps. I say crisps, they're snacks. They're potato snacks. Hula hoops. Hula hoops are a snack food made of potatoes and corn in the shape of short, hollow cylinders. They were first introduced in 1973. hula hoops come in different flavors. Oh, there's probably a range of them. I had talk last week about the beef ones are meant to be really good. They're made by KP Snacks. Other brands are available. Do you remember putting them on your fingers when you had hula hoops before, and then you would slowly eat one hula hoop at a time, and you got a little bit of debris on your fingers you lick off.
Do you remember getting carried away with that and biting too hard and actually biting your finger?
Yeah. I lost a finger. What's that one you used to do where you do that and then you go like that and then you do that, didn't you? My dad used to do that. Oh, Tom, you did. Yeah, my dad used to do that. Yeah.
That was a granddad thing, wasn't it? I've got your thumb.
Or the nose, isn't it?
Oh, the nose is
The nose.
There's something in a bag. They used to do something like Morecambe and Wise, and you just make the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it up.
I think Gary does that. He was trying to teach me a couple of weeks ago.
And thanks, Danzy. You're rubbish in a really great way. We're here for you all day long. We're all week. Tom, are you a hula hoop man?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't buy hula hoops, but I can remember eating them and having them on my fingers. I quite like that. Yeah. I never bit my finger though. That just seems a bit silly. I don't know.
I've heard people who would, rather than buy it, this is like, if I have an ice cream, you're in the queue. By the time you turn around and says, "Has John got his one?" I would have eaten it. But hula hoops, I'd crunch them quickly. But some people apparently put them on their finger and they suck them until they're really soft and then they eat them.
Oh.
I just think that's evil. That poor little
bit disgusting. Bit
disgusting it is, and I'm going to write into my local MP. So you didn't bite your finger, but you did have pleasure from hula hoops within your life.
I did.
You did. Are you a hula hoop lover, Jeanette?
I wouldn't say a lover. I liked, in fact, always my go-to crispy snack would be cheese things, quavers, whatsits. One of my favourites, cheese balls. So not really hula hoops. They're a bit too plain, and yeah, they're just plain.
The cheese balls, they're a bit like whatsits, but crunched into a ball
and round. Yeah, I really like them.
Somebody said in the week that sometimes they have a soft cheese in them.
Ooh, no, I think we used to get ones at Christmas like that, but they weren't very nice because it didn't taste of real cheese. But then none of them do they? No, I didn't really like them.
I'm just distracted by the comments. Ian says, "Look out, Jeanette! Someone raiding your fridge." That's a sister Lorraine behind her,
making my sandwich. Bless her.
And Jenny says,
so brilliant.
Darcy Road is having a socially distanced get-together on Sunday at 2:30, arranged by the lovely Tony, who is providing the music. Friends and family are invited. So, and hula hoops. With Danzy said, hula hoop sucking is definitely evil. It is, like leaving it there until it's almost breaking off. It's that soft. There was a thing in the playground where if you was really little, you would give a girl a hula hoop like it was a ring. Do you remember that one?
And then very little fingers.
According to KP, you were legally married. An employee of KP would come round and sort of bless the service. Yeah, and they're in a range of flavors that I can't even imagine. I do not have the imagination to picture how many flavors they've got now. So we've gone with the original, slightly salted, glorious. Who are they against for crisp of the week, you ask? No, you don't. Let me find the other one. One second. They are against, again, by KP, I believe, Skips. I had a bit of a straw poll in the week, and it was a close call, but they're going against Skips, which were launched in the year later, 74. Skips' unique tongue-tingling sensation has gained them a loyal following and made them a firm family favourite. I think someone from KP wrote that one. Skips, they're similar to Chinese prawn crackers, apparently, although they are smaller and have a finer texture that makes them fizz and melt on the tongue. And yes, I'm in my notes. The 70s were a particularly golden age for crisp snacks. Oh, they were. I mean, we lived the life. You know, there was just so much choice. Golden Wonder, fish and chips, salt and shake, all sorts. But Skips, I only remember the kind of prawn cocktail flavour. And I'm not sure what Marina Florence would think of them because they might be a bit rough on her mouth. But oh, look at that! Look at
Oh,
that!
how posh is that?
Look at that.
Look at that,
Cucumber. It's brilliant.
Jeanette.
Apart from making you coffee in bed with milk
Yeah.
in it. I've told them already.
And you making a coffee and tea together, and you come along today, and all you've got is some dry old biscuit, waiting for Lorraine to come home.
I know.
Is she free to come round here?
Exactly.
No, she's got to get back to work.
What she does
On
that
her
in her
way.
lunch break.
On
Yeah,
the way.
she's popped home for lunch.
That's unbelievable.
I know she's
Tell you
brilliant.
what, you know what that's called in most countries? Slavery. That's what it's called.
Ah. Well, I am going to walk down to her work later, and then we're going to go shopping together. So
She's going to buy you food.
no, we share that.
Oh, right. Just
You're
getting a
gonna
bit
make-
worried there.
You're
But
going
it
to
just
make
makes it nicer, doesn't it? When you know, the kind of chores in life, when you do them with your brilliant sister, they're not a chore. And it's
but you-
because our brother Tommy's coming to stay tomorrow, so we're going to go and get all the stuff we need to make him
Oh,
a
yeah.
fabulous dinner.
Nice.
It's funny, we've never seen you make a sandwich for Lorraine, though.
No,
Yeah.
No, I don't make sandwiches, Tom.
no, I'm not great at sandwiches. She's the expert, and she puts tons of stuff in. I put like one slice of ham, and she puts several slices of ham and loads of egg mayonnaise, and she puts salt and pepper. I can't bother to go to the cupboard and get them out. She's just the best sandwich maker.
You sound like a joy to live with.
Yeah.
I do lots of
I'm
maintenance.
surprised she
things around the
stays,
house.
really.
Lorraine's the wife, and I'm the husband. I think I do all the maintenance issues.
What mean making yourself look beautiful maintenance?
No, not personal maintenance. No, it'll be me. That's why the grass isn't cut, because that's down to me.
Skips for me dinner, skips for me tea. Right. Skips, Tom. Any good to you?
No. Don't like the skip.
Don't like to skip.
Can't even talk about it.
Can't even talk about. I
No.
don't blame you. There's sort of the smell of it when you open the bag. You know, it's like, oof, no.
Just a bit, yeah.
I'm not a big fan. They may well fizz on your tongue, but they can fizz on somebody else's tongue, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, exactly.
Jeanette Lyons, in between the bites of your lovely sandwich, have you ever partaken in a skip?
Yes, and I really do quite like them.
You do quite
Weirdly,
like
I like prawn cocktail flavour crisps. I like skips. They're nice. I like the texture of them better. It's the texture of hula hoops that I'm not keen on. They're a similar texture to what are the things in the long tube? Pringles. That's that kind of
Okay.
reformed stuff. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
keen on tinned potato.
What? Skips are proper potatoes.
Well, they're not potato, but they're like quavers or prawn crackers. They're that texture that suck your tongue in.
Mm.
But hula hoops and Pringles, there's something about the texture of them that I'm not keen on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about hula hoops. I did hear that sort of like they have a factory of small people that suck the potato and then suck it, they do a little bubble like that, like they're blowing a kiss, and then they, as that comes out, they have another team who blow them dry over their fingers. That's why they're slightly different sizes, because each finger, as they dry them. What would you pick out there? Would you pick the hula hoops or the skips for crisp of the week? Let's see what the lovely people are saying. Love skips, made my 1974, says Danzy. Hula hoops, Christine. She's direct. She knows what she wants. Jeanette's always had servants, apparently, says Danzy. Brian says hula hoop. Rosanna, hula hoop. Kim, Kim, where you been all our lives? She says, hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Great to see you all. I love skips. I love skips. Well, it's great to see you, Kim. I hope you're well. Hope Kim's well. Kim's well. You are, Kim. Hope Ken's well. And I hope Marie and the rest of the gang are fine. Elmi, I'm not a crisp person. Okay, Elmi. So maybe next week we can find something delight and delect your taste buds. Jono knows the manufacturing process. I do. I've visited their factories many an occasion. Kim's straight in. She's going with skips, and Annie Bowden-Casson is going hula hoops, cheese and onion one. Oh, I didn't know they do a cheese and onion one. I knew they do a beef one. Oh, I haven't lived. Get your votes in. And while you do, we're going to ask Tom Hardy, the man there, to sing us a song. You're going to do us a little tune, are you, Tom?
Yeah, I'll do.
Are you ready, Tom?
Well, yeah, probably. Ish.
Do you need a minute, Tom, to gather yourself?
I think I'm in tune.
Let's check. Good comment from Jenny. She says, love the show because it's entertaining and interactive. Thank you, Jenny. We're really pleased you're with us. And I'll send you the newsletter as normal via the digital means. I'll tell you what, here comes Tom. I've got to answer the door. Tom Hardy, ladies and gentlemen.
Quick. Yeah, so I'm going to do a song called The Hand Weaver and the Factory Maid. I am a hand weaver to my trade, fell in love with a factory maid. If I could but a favour win, sit beside her and I'd weave by steam. My father to me scornful said, how can you fancy a factory maid when you can have ladies fine and gay, dressed like unto the Queen of May? As for your fine girls, I don't care, for if I could but enjoy my dear, I'd go to the factory all the day. She and I will keep our shuttles in play. I went to my love's bedroom door, where I had been many times before, but I could not speak nor yet get in to the pleasant bed where my love lay in. How can you say it's a pleasant bed when none lies there but a factory maid? Factory maid, oh where she'd be, blessed is the man that enjoys she. Oh, where are the girls? I'll tell you fine, they've all gone for to weave by steam. If you would catch them, you must rise at dawn, wait at the factory in the early morn. I am a hand weaver to my trade, fell in love with a factory maid. If I could but a favour win, I'd sit beside her and I'd weave by steam.
Well done, Tom.
Thank you.
That was really nice. Like Jeanette, it's really different. And you, I think you mentioned before, you think that song was written in the 1800s? Did you say?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I sort of imagine, you know, steam-driven weaving machines, sort of, you know, maybe a bit before then. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, sort of early 1800s. But as I was saying, it's rhythmically, it's like really a strange song, and they would sing to the machines. The girls in the factory would sing to the machines, and the machines would they have a strange sort of rhythm too, and that's why it's sort of rhythmically quite unusual. Yeah.
Lovely. Shame you couldn't get one of those machines in your back room now, Tom.
Well, I have got one. Did you not hear it?
Oh, I did think that. I thought you was having a little bit of wind trouble, actually.
Yeah. No, I tried to imitate it with my guitar.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Oh God.
There's Tom. He's getting a booking after that. Hey Tom, lad, you come down the folk club, play us one of the old tunes from the 1800s.
It's his agent.
It's his agent. And he says, I really like this, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Christine says, enjoyed that, Tom. Kim says, very relaxing. Great performance, Tom. Elmi says, enjoyed that. A nice guitar picking. Thanks, Tom. Free kisses.
Oh.
Jenny says, I enjoyed it, Tom. Dancy says, thanks, Tom. Just as my neighbour turned on the lawnmower. What's the last one? Was the strimmer, weren't it? For when Jeanette was playing. You need to have a word with your neighbours. Interrupting our fine show. And our fine singers, Jeanette Lyons and Tom Hardy. Crisp of the week was between hula hoops and skips. And Jeanette is our crisp adjudicator. Through the week, she has, I must say, she has to try biscuits crisp. But since we've brought back crisp of the week, I've been very unhealthy. I've been eating crisps and that. I've been going to places and trying to find beef flavoured ones. And
should we be doing salad of the week then?
I felt so bad about myself, and I kind of got up and I hated myself this morning because I got up and I saw there was about a quarter packet of beef and horseradish crisps that I ate last night, and so I was so disgusted. I thought I can't have them again. I'm throwing them away because I am already as wide as the Cheddar Gorge. Jeanette, what have we got for crisp of the week?
Scores on the doors.
Scores on the doors.
Well, how about that?
We didn't have a lot of votes. You're out in the sun today. Hula Hoops won it. They won it. Of course, we knew they were going to win. Of course, I did.
I would have voted Skips, but I think it was Kim Saunders that only vote for Skips.
Kim, you know your stuff. You know your skips. You know your onions. Crisp of the week this week is Hula Hoops, which clearly beats Skips into submission. Oh, bless. Danzy said, oh no, I've done that one already. Sorry, Danzy. Jenny says the show brings up memories that I'd totally forgotten about. That's the aim. That's what we do. We be silly and we have fun and we have a laugh. But we also like to bring back memories. And it's an extension of what we do in our in-person events, our memory afternoons, where we focus on a particular subject every week and get people talking about it. Be interesting to see what happens in the coming months to see how well we can come back in the same format. But we will be back in person. We're still going to keep these shows going. In case you didn't know, the shows will continue at least, I think, till the 17th of December. So we're going to still be around. We're going to try and run them parallel. Tom's agent won't leave him alone. He's had so many requests after that song from the 1800s about the factory girl. It's like they loved it. Yeah, where's your agent, Jeanette?
I haven't got one.
Oh, maybe after
I've
today.
got a sister though. I don't need anything else.
Great sandwiches. Lovely.
Just looking at it, thinking, yeah, I gotta eat that in a minute.
Yeah, well played, both of you, for stepping up. And that was really nice. I enjoyed Tom and Jeanette's one, and I'm going to watch them back both later.
Thank you.
I will. I don't like listening to my voice though, so I'll just try and mute over those bits. Don't know why. Too common. It's poem of the week.
It's poem of the week. It's sometimes short and sweet. It's poem of the week, and it's always magnifique.
Well, poem of the week this week is by the same guy as last week, but not such a sad one. Quite a weird one, but it's okay. I quite liked it. I liked his weirdness. So this is Roger McGough, his selected poems, 1967 to 1987. And the one I'm going to read today is called Mouth. I went to the mirror, but the mirror was bare. Looked for my mouth, but my mouth wasn't there. Over the lips had grown a whiskered hymen of skin. I went to the window, wanting to shout. I pictured the words, but nothing came out. The face beneath the nose, an empty hoarding. And as I waited, I could feel flesh filling in the space behind. Teeth melted away, tasting of snow, as the stalactites of the palate joined the stalagmites below. The tongue, like a salted snail, sweated and shriveled. The doctor has suggested plastic surgery, a neat incision, cosmetic dentistry, and full red lips. He meant well, but I declined. After all, there are advantages. At last I have given up smoking, and though food is a needle twice a day, it needs no cooking. There is little that I miss. I never could whistle, and there's no one to kiss. In the street, people pass by, unconcerned. I give no one directions, and in return I'm given none. When asked if I am happy, I look the inquisitor straight in the eye, and I think to myself, that was Mouth by Roger McGough. I think that's really funny.
Very lovely. I love Roger McGough. And is it the first time you've read directly from a book?
No, several times.
Several
But
times. I don't even
thought,
remember what I'm doing after time.
Underground poems, and no, I've got quite a few books.
Very
But
nice.
yeah, sometimes even if they're in a book, if they're a very famous poem, I'll put them up on the screen. So if I put them on the screen next to my camera, it looks like I'm just looking straight at the camera. So I don't like to keep looking down. Just the same as when I was playing guitar, I have to look at my fingers or at the lyrics and chords.
Yeah,
So
I
it's nicer
understand.
to just engage and look at the screen more. So, but
People,
anyway, so that was Mouth.
people love your poems. People love your poem of the week. So well done, you. Thank you very much, Jeanette, and for taking the time to go and find a nice poem. Elmi says, really funny. Thank you, Jeanette. 3 kisses. Christine says, very nice. I love the way you read them, Jeanette.
Thank you.
You're going to probably get a lot of calls from your agents coming in.
I'll get Tom's agent.
Get Tom's agent. Yeah, he'll have you doing the folk clubs and all sorts.
What's it? Roger McGough used to do a lot of kids' poems, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was there one called A Potato Clock?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, I should look out for that.
That's the one I remember from reading to the kids. Yeah.
I do like children's poetry more than adults' poetry, mostly, partly because it rhymes and it's fun. And Martin Newell is working on a kids' poetry book at the moment, which I can't wait to see that. That would be brilliant.
Yeah, that'd be good. Let's see the comments. Lovely poem, Jeanette, says Kim. Jenny says, as you said, Jeanette, weird but beautifully read.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the lovely comments.
It's a bit rude. I didn't think Jeanette was that weird.
It's those 30s babies, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your lovely comments. Thanks for being with us. And I'll say it once more, just because I'm keen to find out what you think. You often leave a message to say thank you and show your appreciation. And that is very much appreciated by us. Thank you very much. But if the show over the last year, throughout the lockdown, the newsletter has touched you or reached you in a certain way, do let us know how it's impacted you personally, just because it helps us carry on if we can prove that people out there are saying nice things. Or if there's anything you think we should improve on, we could improve on, or do differently, or not do at all, do let us know, because it's not all meant to be sunshine. There are light and shade as well. So thank you very much. That's us for this week. Jeanette getting into her sandwich. Tom's going to go and have a little lay down and speak to his agent on the chaise long, I'm no doubt. Thanks, Jeanette and Tom. It's great to have you back with us this week, Tom.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me back.
Bless you. Bless you both. And that's it. We'll be back next Friday with more entertainment, more memories, more. I don't know if we'll have Chris next week. We'll see.
We have a guest next week.
We have a guest next week. Who have we got next week before we go? Can you remember?
No, but I can look it up.
I can't remember.
Oh, my mouse isn't working. No, I can't look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Tom
Surprise.
Houston.
We have Tom
Houston.
Houston, a lovely
Oh.
man from Scotland who's been on our
Yeah.
show earlier in the year, and he's a rather fine musician and raconteur. And he likes lots of kisses. Have a great week, all. Have a good one, and we will see you back here next week. Bye from Tom and Jeanette. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye from us. Bye. Bye.
We've all got a tale to tell. Times were not always so. But putting it all aside, we made it through by and by. It's warm and toasty in here. Share our laughter, sometimes tears. You'll be welcome with a cup of tea and a biscuit, maybe 2 or 3. Wrapped in a little white cloth, cooking for hours in the old iron pot. There's a jam roly-poly for tea, enough for you and Dad and Grandma and me. What did we like the most? Fish paste sandwich or peas on toast? Nothing could come close to bubble and squeak the day after our son